To buy Madden 22 coins for the 100% cheapest price on the internet with quick delivery, check out my sponsor MMOEXP by clicking the link at the top of the description and use code SWIFT at checkout for 5% off. Salsa family, and today I'm coming back at you guys with another Madden 22 video on the channel, and in today's video we have another episode of everyone's favorite series on the channel, Team Reviews. Now if you're new around here, this is a series on the channel where you guys send me your teams and I rate them live in a video to let you know the best players to upgrade as well as give your team a score out of 10. But in this episode we have a bit of a twist. What I'm going to be doing at the start of the video is we're going to be rating an NFL player's Madden team. He sent it to me, we're going to be rating it at the start, and what I'm going to be doing is comparing everyone else's team against his. Do you have a better team than him, or is your team worse? We'll kind of add that as some criteria at the end of each team review. And two very quick announcements. Number one, if you're looking to get a team reviewed by me, all you got to do is join my Discord server. What I'm going to do is I'll leave that invite link down below in the pinned comment. I'll leave it in the description, and in the team reviews section on Discord, I'll post photos of your team in there, and whenever I do team reviews, I basically just go through that server and rate your team. So if you want to, all you got to do is join the server. And number two, as you guys can see, here's a quick little $10 for Xbox. Whoever's the first person to enter this code is getting a free 10 on Xbox. Now I'm going to be doing giveaways just like this for the next few days, and the reason why we're doing all these giveaways is because we made a nice amount of money on Underdog Fantasy based on some picks you guys told me. So if you're looking to try on Underdog, click the link in the description, click the link in the pinned comment, use code SWIFT, and let's get after it. Alright, so the first team we're going to be looking at is submitted by my boy Darrynton Evans on the Titans. I would call him a friend of the channel. I would maybe even call him a friend. That's kind of cool that I might be friends with an NFL player. But here is his team, fellas. He is rocking a 50 out of 50 Seahawks theme team. And before we review it, I'm going to leave his Twitch link in the description. I'm going to leave his YouTube link in the description. He streams a lot on Twitch, posts some YouTube videos. I would definitely recommend y'all follow him. The Twitch streams are always a good time. You guys will see me in the chat there sometimes as well. But let's take a look at the team, fellas. He is rocking with Russell Wilson at quarterback. Of course, this is a 50 out of 50 Hawks theme team. AP at running back. He's got Devin Hester. He's got Percy, Jerry Rice, and Vernon Davis at tight end. Then the offensive line is looking pretty majestic as well. John Hanna, left guard. I will say the only thing I don't love about John Hanna is he's a little bit small and he's not that big when it comes to weight. So I will say for my left guard, I might prefer someone who's a little bit more girthy there at that position. Pause, whatever. Let's move on to the defense. So taking a look at the defense, as you guys can see, he's rocking with DK Metcalf at quarterback 1, Sherm at quarterback 2, Isaiah, Leonard Floyd, Bobby Wagner, Taylor Mays. He's got the Javon Curse, Al Woods, Nick Bosa, TJ Watt at left end. Let me get into where we might want to upgrade. I'm going to take a look at something and I'm going to give him some potential upgrades he can make. I don't know if this is the best possible Seahawks theme team, but let me take a look. Alright, so in terms of upgrades, I think we're probably going to leave the offense as is. This is very close to one of the best Seahawks theme teams you could possibly get. But in terms of players to upgrade, the first thing that I might want to do is I might want to get rid of Ted Hendricks. I will say Ted Hendricks isn't super fast, and there are some better players you can get. If you're able to get Derwin James as that free strong safety card, that'd be really good right there at strong safety. Then at left end, you could maybe go with Jadeveon Clowney. You can get him up to a 95 overall. He'll be better than TJ Watt. And at cornerback 1, if you have the potential to use a non-theme team player, maybe we can upgrade DK Metcalf. If not, maybe save up for DJ Reed. DJ Reed is pretty expensive, but otherwise, I'm going to give this team an 8.6 out of 10. That's a pretty good score. All right, now next up, fellas, as you guys can see, this is a 92 overall squad. He told me he's rocking with a 25 out of 50 Cardinals theme team, and let's take a look. So starting it off right here at quarterback, he's got Ben Roethlisberger, Mike Vick at running back, Lance Allworth, Deontay Johnson, Ahmad Rashad at wide receiver, Darren Waller at tight end. I do quite like that card, and the offensive line is looking decent. We got some 92s, we got some 93s. On a lower overall team, I'm typically not going to give you any offensive line suggestions. Let's take a look at the defense, though. All right, so on defense, taking a look at the cornerback group first, he's got Lem Barney, Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Gilmore, Cam Chancellor, Taylor Mays, fully maxed out as a 97. That's really good. Montez Sweat, Ndamukong Suh, Lawrence Taylor, and TJ Watt. Let's get into some potential upgrades right here because I definitely have a couple of ideas. All right, so in terms of upgrades, I think we got to get a bit more speed at some of the key positions. Now, particularly at corner and wide receiver, I think that's where you can maybe look to upgrade in the future. Deontay Johnson right now at wide receiver 3. He's not the best card in Madden, but I'm assuming you're probably going to get that 95 for free later on. So that's fine. We can keep that card right there, but otherwise, if you do want to upgrade somewhere else, corner could probably be the move. Now, Lem Barney isn't really an amazing corner card. Trayvon Diggs isn't an incredible card either. If you got the Trayvon Diggs card right here as a 92, and this card is actually auctionable, it does look like it says NCAT, but sometimes that can happen when you do put an upgrade on the card. So if you can sell this Trayvon Diggs, I would sell him off right now. He's relatively inflated because of the fact that his team of the year did get an upgrade. So that's what I'd look to do. I'd probably look to upgrade a cornerback next. Looking at potential options right here, there's definitely a bunch of cards that are in that like a 94 to 95 range that aren't really selling for a ton of coins, but you can maybe go with. Deion Sanders is an example. Could be a really good corner for you. Oh yeah, and I forgot, for that last team, we're going to be giving it a 7.8 out of of 10. I would say he's doing a decent job when it comes to his overall. Definitely some solid players there. I do like the Darren Waller, but let's move on to the next team. And this is one that we're just going to look at relatively briefly right here because of the fact that it's a 97 overall. He's got Josh Allen at quarterback. He's got Ricky Williams, Deion Sanders, Calvin, Jalen Waddle, Darren Waller. And then the defense is looking pretty nice as well. Marshawn Lattimore, Jack Youngblood, Melvin Ingram at a 98. I'm curious how that card plays. Comment in the comment section how well that 98 plays. PJ Williams, Deion Sanders, Marlon Humphrey, Ed Reed, just looking like a ridiculously good card. So yeah, I want to say this guy is rocking with a 50 out of 50 Ravens theme team, looking like a pretty solid team. Now, in terms of upgrades, I don't have a ton I can tell you. Deion Sanders could maybe be a person you look to upgrade. I will say I've upgraded from Deion up to that Justin Jefferson card. Justin Jefferson, for me, plays better than Deion did, so that could be a potential upgrade right there if you're looking to do that. Otherwise, on defense, Marlon Humphrey on a 50 out of 50 Ravens theme team, he's got to be insanely good. I would keep him right there. One thing I will say, though, is PJ Williams didn't play that good for me, so maybe you upgrade to Surtain, maybe you upgrade to Denzel Ward. Otherwise, looking like a very, very good team. He's got Isaiah Simmons hidden down there at strong safety too. Very good team. Those are the two potential places to upgrade. We're going to give this team a 9.4 out of 10. Looking very good. So moving on to the next team right here, fellas. Let's take a look at this 92 overall squad. I kind of like alternating between higher overall teams and lower overall teams, so we can kind of get a spectrum as to who the players are that people are using on some of the higher overall squads and the lower overall teams. Also, I want to let you guys know, leave a like down below. 1K likes and you guys get another part of this video where I review more teams. But take a look at the squad right here. Jay Jet's at wide receiver 1. I love it. Jerry Jeudy at 2. I think that's a good player, particularly if your team's a lower overall. Jerry Jeudy, he's got good stats, no complaints whatsoever. Ahmad Rashad and Deebo Samuel. So the first thing that I'm seeing is I'm seeing Deebo Samuel as a 93 overall, and I'm thinking to myself, as a lower overall squad, I would personally recommend you sell off that 92 overall Deebo Samuel. The card is super inflated. You're going to get a lot of coins for him, and you can use those coins you got to maybe upgrade somewhere else. So the first thing that we're doing is we're probably going to want to sell off that Deebo Samuel. He's your wide receiver 4. You probably don't use him that much, so I would sell him. And then taking a look at the defense right here, he's rocking with Brian Dawkins at free safety, Von Bell at strong safety, DK Metcalf, Cordero Patterson, Stephon Gilmore, Aaron Donald, and Jack Youngblood. So taking a look at this team, the one place that I think upgrades are necessary is the safety position. Safety is vital for me. Safety is my user, and I would say that's probably what you want to do. So maybe go through your lineup, sell off some of these backups, sell off the Deebo Samuel. It looks like you got a lot of players at like backup running back here who you can sell off to upgrade at strong safety and upgrade at free safety. Here are a couple of good examples that you can maybe consider. Okay, so at free safety, I think what you're going to want to do is sell off Brian Dawkins. You're also going to want to sell off Deebo Samuel and upgrade to Sean Taylor. That's the upgrade we want to make there. Then moving on to strong safety, you've got Von Bell. If this card is auctionable, I would make the upgrade to Isaiah Simmons. Isaiah Simmons still isn't selling for a crazy price. He's like 350k. He, in my opinion, is potentially one of the most valuable cards in Madden 22. So those are the upgrades we want to make right there for the offense and the defense. And I'm going to give this team a 7.8 out of 10. I like some of the players you got at some key positions, particularly on the offense. I think the offense, you did a good job when it comes to these wide receivers, especially for a team that's a 92 overall. These receivers look pretty decent. And then next up, fellas, we got a full 50 out of 50 Ravens theme team. I think the last guy we looked at that was a 97 also might have been a 50 out of 50 Ravens theme team as well. So you can maybe use that team for a little bit of inspiration. But take a look at this team. Let me quickly like speed run the positions that you're going to want to upgrade. All right, so the first position that we're going to want to upgrade is Darren Waller. Get that full card. You got him as a 92. You're so close to getting his full card. Go get that full player. For wide receiver, I would upgrade Jerry Jeudy to Justin Jefferson or upgrade to Jalen Waddle. I would say either of those upgrades could be decent. At quarterback, maybe you move on from Cunningham. You do have a 50 out of 50 theme team, so I wouldn't say that's going to be a must at all. Now, moving on to the defense, he's got Deion, he's got Jalen Ramsey, PJ Williams, Ed Reed, which seems to be very, very common on all these Ravens theme teams, and then he's got LaRon Landry at free safety. So in terms of upgrades, I'm going to give you the same advice I gave the guy before. Try and go from LaRon Landry up to the Sean Taylor if you can, and then a cornerback, I don't love PJ Williams, but I think when you're 94 overall, you probably don't want to adjust him. So I would say free safety is a key position to upgrade, and then all the stuff I told you on offense, Darren Waller, and then wide receiver 1 will be some nice upgrades on this team, and I think this team will be looking pretty nice as a Ravens theme team. And also, fellas, I'm going to give this team an 8.3 out of 10, looking pretty good. And fellas, this right here is going to be the end of the video because I get so OCD when I see lower overall players in your lineup. If you are rocking with gold players at mid linebacker or silver players at DT2, it pains me to see how low your overall is. You're a 92 overall. Just spend a little bit of coins to upgrade there. We're going to end the video off right here with this team. I'm not going to give this team a full review because this is getting pretty long. I've been recording for like 30 minutes. Don't want this video to end up being too long. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. If you have enjoyed team reviews, scroll down and drop a like. If you drop a like, I am more likely to do this series in the future, which means I'm more likely to review of your team. And until next time, fellas, I'm out. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.